Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christ, those not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshua, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we gotta give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether concepted or not. In the sincere salutation to all the pushing this truth and believing this truth, throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the outwalk who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from GMS Orlando Camp, coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification, Lord willing. This be edifying. So I titled this lesson, Without Blood, There Is No New Covenant. And I was meditating on this. So I'm going to do a lesson on it. Of course, it's of Yahweh Shema Shah. So when you read in the Old Testament how the Lord established a covenant with the Hebrew Israelites in the wilderness, and he had Moses to sprinkle blood on the children of Israel. When you look into depth of these scriptures, that was the Lord already establishing. It was going to come upon a time, and he said it. This is how, when you look into the depth of these scriptures, Yahweh already had this set in plan, man, for the Israelites to go off. So, to redeem them back to himself, he already had this established for his son to shed his blood, man. So, I want to deal with this. I'm going to start in Exodus 24. The Lord plainly said, matter of fact, let me read this first. This is Deuteronomy 4 and 27. When you understand what was going on, the Lord already had this in play. He told Moses, when you die, the children of Israel is going to go, and Jake was doing it before Moses died. When he went to go get the laws from the Lord, they had Aaron to make this calf, this golden calf. So Jake was already ready to be wicked, man. But the Lord told Moses, when you pass, that's what they're going to go, whoring out the other gods, right? So this is Deuteronomy 4 and 27. The Lord say, this is verse 26. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. You see? So this is in Deuteronomy chapter 4. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and you shall be left few in number among the heathen, where the Lord shall lead you. And there you shall serve gods, the work of men's hand, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. Right? But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord, Yahweh thy power, thou shalt find him if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. So the Lord already knew what he was going to do. It's verse 30. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord Yahweh thy power, and shall be obedient unto his voice, right? For the Lord Yahweh thy power is a merciful power. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he hath swear unto them, right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Well, he made this covenant. This is Exodus 24. When you understand it, when you read these scriptures, man, with understanding, you see that the Lord already had established, he already had it set up that he was going to send his son, and through his son's blood bring back the children of Israel with the elect first and foremost. So this is Exodus 24. This was something I was just meditating on, because Jake is, throwing out Yahweh Shai, right? Well, the Lord, he established a covenant by blood, man, right? So if the Lord made us fall away, how is he going to bring us back to himself? It had to be through blood. So this is Exodus 24:1. It reads, and he said unto Moses, come up unto the Lord, thou and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. And Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord Yahweh, and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which the Lord Yahweh have said, we will do. This is the covenant that we made with the Lord, man. Everything that the Lord said, we said what? We will do, right? So it say, verse 4, and Moses wrote all the words of the Lord Yahweh, and rose up early in the morning, and built an altar unto the hill, and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offer burnt offerings and sacrifice peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord Yahweh. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in the basin, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that the Lord Yahweh have said, we will do and be obedient. You see, our words, man, and your words supposed to be your bond, right? It say, now remember, it said the Lord told Moses to get Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 of the elders, right? It said Moses went up, but none of them went up, right? So remember that. It say, and Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord have made with you concerning all these words. Then went up Moses and Aaron, and it say, and Nadab and Abihu and 7 of the elders of Israel, and they saw the power of Israel, and there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were, the body of heaven in his clearness. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hand. Also, they saw power and did eat and drink. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, come up to me into the mount and be there, and I will give thee tables of stone and a law and commandments which I have written that thou mayest teach them. Now you got these people talking about the 10 commandments, right? On the stone. They say, and I will give thee tables of stone and a law and commandments which I have written that thou mayest teach them. Listen, verse 13, and Moses rose up and his minister Joshua, and Moses went up into the mount of power. You see that? So Joshua went with Moses. What's Joshua's name? It's Yahushua, man, right? How did Israel get to the promised land? By Joshua and Caleb, which was what? Who is Joshua? What is his name? It's important to know his name is Yahushua, man. He saved, he delivered, right? This is the Lord told Moses. Now remember, the Lord said the Lord had Moses sprinkle blood on the Israelites, right? He made a covenant. This is Deuteronomy 31. This is Deuteronomy 31 and 14. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thy days approach that thou must die. Call Joshua and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, right? And the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle. And the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whether they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. So the covenant the Lord had Moses to sprinkle the blood on Israel, right? Made an oath, man. Now this is Hebrews. This is Hebrews chapter 9. And I'm gonna start at verse 11. It reads, it say, but Hamashiach being come and high priest of the good things to come by a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this building, It say, neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us. For if the blood of bulls and goats and the ashes of an heifer, sprinkling the unclean, sanctified to purifying of the flesh, that's what Moses did, right? The Lord already had this set up, man. It say, how much more shall the blood of Hamashiach, who through the eternal spirit offered himself without spot to power, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living power. And for this cause, he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, what we just read in Exodus 24, it say, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. For what a testament is, there must also of necessity be the death of the testator, right? Let's get this word testator real quick. Let's get this. The Lord already had this set up, man. Because he said he knew, he told Moses that Israel was going to go off once Moses died, man. They was wicked when Moses was alive. How much more when he died, man? Right? So the Lord already had established already that Yahweh Shah was going to come and shed his blood, man. Now let's get this in Hebrews. I want to look up this word testator. It's Hebrews 9. What was I in verse 16? Let's look this word up.
Strong's G 1303. Diatithemi. Diatithemi.
It say to arrange, dispose of one's own affairs of something that belongs to one, to dispose of by will, make a testament, to make a covenant, enter into a covenant with one, make, testator, appoint. You got strong definitions say to put. It's a assignment, compact, appoint, make, testator, right? So to make a covenant, man. So let's go back. This is back in Hebrews 9 and 16. For what a testament is, there must also of necessity be the death of the testator. For a testament is of force after men are dead. Otherwise, it is of no strength at all while the testator liveth. It say, whereupon neither the first testament was dedicated with blood. It say, for when Moses had spoken every precept to all the people according to the law, he took the blood of calves and of goats with water and scarlet wood and hyssop and sprinkled both the book and all the people, saying, this is the blood of the testament which power have enjoined unto you. Moreover, he sprinkled with blood both the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry. It said, almost all things are by the law purged with blood, and without shedding of blood, there is no remission. Without the shedding of blood, there is no remission. Now, if you can't get this, that means you don't believe in the New Testament. And if you don't believe in the New Testament, you don't believe in Yahweh, man. So how can we get back to the Father without Yahweh, man? Without the blood of Yahweh. That's why I tell you in 1 Timothy 2 and 5, right? He's the mediator between Yahweh and the Israelites. It say, verse 23, it was therefore necessary that the patterns of things in the heavens, should be purified with these by the heavenly things themselves, with better sacrifices than these. The Lord made already established in the heavens that there was going to be a better sacrifice because he was going to make Israel go off anyway, man. right? You got to understand, Yahweh was going to make Israel go off anyway. It's a Hebrews 9:23. For it was therefore necessary that the patterns of things in the heavens should be purified with these, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifices than these. For Hamashiach is not entered into the holy places made with hands, which are the figures of the true, but into heaven itself, not to appear in the presence of power for us. It say, nor yet that he should offer himself often, as the high priest entered into the holy places every year with blood of others. For then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world, but now once in the end of the world have he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. So Hamashiach was offered once, Salakia. So Hamashiach was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation. Now this is Hebrews 7. Let me see. No, Hebrews 8. This is Hebrews 8, verse 5. Listen, it say, who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things, who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of power when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount. But now have he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. This was already established in the heavens, man. Way before, man. Because the Lord was going to make us go off anyway, man. Right? Let's get this real quick. This is Romans 8 and 20. This Romans 8 and 19. It reads, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of power. For the creature was not made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who, Yahweh, who have subjected the same in hope. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of power. What it's telling you, the Lord made us go off, man. Now here is this is what Isaiah asked the Lord right here. As many of our forefathers, hey, was meditating to the Lord, man. This is Isaiah 63 and 17. O Yahweh, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways and hardeneth our heart from thy fear? Why? Isaiah 63 and 17. O Yahweh, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways and hardeneth our heart from thy fear? Return for thy servant's sake the tribes of thy inheritance. The people of thy holiness have possessed it but a little while. Our adversaries have trodden down thy sanctuary. We are thine. Thou never bearest rule over them. They were not called by thy name. Now, this is what, so basically, Ezra and Isaiah was questioning the same thing. This is 2nd Ezra 7. Let's read this. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7 in verse 48. Let's read 46. I answered then and said, this is my first and last saying, that it had been better not to have given the earth unto Adam, or else, when it was given him, to have restrained him from sinning. You see that? The Lord could have easily did that, man, but he didn't. For what profit is it for men now in this present time to live in the heaviness, and after death to look for punishment? O thou Adam, what hast thou done? But though it was thou that sinned, thou art not fallen alone, but we all that come of thee. You see that? We all had to fall away, man. It's a reason the Lord did it. So if you know, and when you look into the depth of these scriptures, if you know the Lord made us go off, you don't think he already had this established in the heavens when Yahweh was going to come and do this, man? Right? It's a better covenant. This is back in Hebrews 8. It say, back in Hebrews 8 and 5, who serve unto the example of the shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of power. So who is this? It's talking about Yahushua. Who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of power when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount. But now have he, it said, but now have he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then shall no place have been sought for the second. You see that? This was already established, man. Right? Now, this is Matthew 26 and 26. It reads, it says, as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. Right? And it said, without this, let's read it again. Without this, in Hebrews 9, there is no remission. It say, Hebrews 9 and 22, it say, and almost all things are by the law, purged with blood, and without shedding of blood, there is no remission. I'm going to show you how beautiful the Lord is. What does it say? And when you read in Numbers 35, what does it say? The Lord say, the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that was shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. This is how the Lord established things, man. Through blood is the point I'm making. It's by blood. What he said in Genesis 9. Genesis 9 and 6 reads, whoso shed a man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of power made he man. The Lord do things through blood. So he showed us the first way, which was Moses, right? Shedding the blood of lawful animals, right? Because the Lord don't use unlawful animals. The lawful animals, just like when they tell you when you read about Noah, it's right here in Genesis 9, right? It say, and power spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, and I beheld, I established my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you. It say, the point I want to make, it say, this is what he told Noah. Let's read it right here. Salakia. Let me scroll down a little bit. I think it's in 8, if I ain't mistaken. This is Genesis 9, Genesis 8 and 20. It say, and Noah built an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast and of every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord Yahweh smelled the sweet savor, right? And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground anymore for man's sake. The point is, the Lord uses clean animals, right, to shed the blood. Will it tell you that these animals had no blemish, right? Well, it just tell you the same as that lamb, man. Yahushua. So now, what I was thinking about, I was doing a lesson the other day, and I had brought out Ezekiel 36, going into these devils, right? How these devils took the land, right? So in Ezekiel 36, it reads this, and read the point. I'm gonna start at 7. Actually, the point is in 15. This is what the Lord say. It's Ezekiel 36 and verse 8. But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye should shoot forth your branches, meaning the land, and yield your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come. Right? We are at hand to come to go back into the land. It say, verse 9, for behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown, and I will multiply men upon you, talking about the land of Israel, right? Our inheritance, all the house of Israel, even all of it, and the cities shall be inhabited, and the waste shall be builded. And I will multiply you, and I will multiply upon you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit and bring fruit. Now, this is what made me think about these scriptures I'm putting together for this lesson. It say, Salakia, get rid of this. This is Ezekiel 36 and 11. And I will multiply upon you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit. And I will settle you after your old estates. Old estates, right? And will do better unto you than at your beginnings. What does that mean? When we went into the land of Canaan, right? Things was beautiful, man. Right? It was great. We was in the promised land. Everything was good. Again, it say, and I will settle you after your old estates and will do better unto you. The Lord said he's going to do better in the kingdom of heaven, which will be here on earth, and will do better unto you than at your beginnings. And ye shall know that the Lord Yahweh, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Yeah, I will cause men to walk upon you, even my people Israel, and they shall possess thee, and thou shalt be their inheritance, and thou shalt no more henceforth bereave them of men. Thus saith the Lord, because they say unto you, thy land devours up men, and has bereaved thy nation. Therefore, thou shalt devour men no more, neither bereave thy nation any more, saith the Lord Yahweh. So you see that the Lord say, what? And I will do better unto you than at your beginnings. What does that mean? The Lord set a covenant with us, man, and Moses sprinkled blood on us. That wasn't. Hey, Jake was going off, man. Jake was so wicked. As the Lord say here in Deuteronomy 32. Let me get this. This is Deuteronomy 32 in verse 15, right? It say, but Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked, thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook power which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, and said, with abomination provoked they him to anger. Right? They sacrificed unto devils, not to powers, to gods who they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Right? So the Lord said, verse 20, and he said, I will hide my face from them, and I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. So that was already established in the heavens, man. It was going to have to be a new covenant because the Lord was going to make us go off anyway, man. So when the Lord told Moses in Exodus 24, he told Moses to come up. He said, bring Joshua. Let's read that again. This is Exodus 24. I'm going to read the point. It's Exodus 24 and 13. And Moses rose up and his minister Joshua, and Moses went up into the mount of power. Right? Now let me get I was gonna get something else. Oh, listen to this. So this is Joshua 5 and 13. Joshua was an important part, man. This is Joshua 5 and 13. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand, and Joshua went unto him and said unto him, art thou for us or for our adversaries? And he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord am I now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, what saith my Lord unto his servant? And the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, loose thy shoes from off thy foot, for the place whereon thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. The Lord ain't do this for everybody, man. We can read about two accounts when the Lord did this with Moses and Joshua, man. What's Joshua's name, man? That was the representation of the Lord bringing his son, Yahweh, on the planet, man, to shed his blood for the elect to come back on this side, man. When you look into this, this is serious, man. This is this is John. As a matter of fact, let's get this first. This is John chapter 6 and verse 47. It reads, and that's why these guys can't get it, man. That's why these guys is bugged out right now, and they'll never understand it, man. They'll never get it. This is John 6 and 47. It reads, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me have everlasting life. I am the bread of life. Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread which cometh down from heaven, that a man may eat thereof and not die. I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. Which is the world of who? Israel, the elect on this side. Verse 52, the Jews therefore strove among themselves, saying, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? This is the same thinking these niggas got today, man, because they don't understand these parables, man. Then Yahweh said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, except you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, ye have no life in you. Whosoever eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood have eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. For my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me, and I in him. As the living Father hath sent me, and I live by the Father, so he that eateth me, even he shall live by me. This is that bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers did eat manna and are dead. He that eateth of this bread shall live forever. These things said he in the synagogue as he taught in Capernaum. Many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard this, saying, this is a hard saying, who can hear it? You see, this is not plain, man. It's a do of this offend you, Salakia. It's a many therefore of his disciples, when they heard this, said, this is a hard saying, who can hear it? When Yahushua knew in himself that his disciples murmured at him, he said unto them, do of this offend you? What and if ye shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before? You hear that? It say, what and if you shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before? Well, sitting next to the Father, man. This was already established in the heavens, man. The second covenant, better promises through the blood of Yahushua. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. But there are some of you that believe not, for Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not and who should betray him. And he said, therefore, shall I say unto you that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father? From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him. You see that? There's a lot of guys that came in, talk about Yahweh Shema Shai, and they going some other way, man. Why? Because they are offended, man. They offended. Now, this is John 7 in verse 15. It reads, it say, and the Jews marveled, saying, how knoweth this man letters, having never learnt? How knowing this man letters, having never learned? He didn't go to school with us. He didn't learn with us. How did he know these things? Yahweh answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. If any man would do his will, he shall know of the doctrine. You see that? If you do the will of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, you will know that he sent his son, man. If any man do of his will, he shall know of the doctrine, whether it be of power or whether I speak of myself. And we know, according to these scriptures, Yahweh Shai never spoke of himself, man. He said, there is none good but the Father, man. Verse 18, he that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory. And that's what we see going on right now, man. There's a bunch of madness going on in the midst of Israel right now. And it's everybody glorifying themselves, man. It say, he that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory, but he that seeketh his glory, that seeketh him, the same is true, and no unrighteousness is in him. So these guys is establishing their own glory, man. This is another one in John 18. Because these guys are trying to figure out, who is this guy? Where he get this philosophy from? Who is these men that's with him that's teaching the same thing? This John 18 and 19. And the high priest then asked Yahushua of his disciples, who is these guys with you? They didn't go to school. Where y'all come from? And of his doctrine. He said, what? This is not my doctrine, man. This is John chapter 1 and verse 1. It reads, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with power, and the word was power. The same was in the beginning with power. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Right? Now this is verse 14. It say, and the word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Do you receive it? Do you believe it or not, man? Listen, it was already established, man, in Exodus 24 that Yahweh had to come in that same manner of shedding of blood. This is John 1 and 17. It say, for the law was given by Moses, but grace and truth came by Yahushua Mashiach, man. It's verse 19. It said, let's read verse 18. It said, no man have seen power at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. And this is the record of John, when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, who art thou? Man, listen, man. No man have seen power at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in his bosom of the Father, he have declared him, man. How you going to throw this out? This is John. This is Yahweh said in John. This is John 5. I love to read this. John 5 and 46. It reads. Matter of fact, let's read this. This is John 5 and 43. I am come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive. And that's these jakes today. We see it. The circumcision, man. It say verse 46. It reads. It say, for had ye believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. Right? So when the Lord had Moses to do that covenant with the blood, man, that was Yahweh coming in the saint and shedding the blood, man. Because it's a better covenant. The Lord was, you got to understand, the Lord was going to make us go off anyway, man. So he had something else established to bring us back after we had been corrected, man. After he tell you in the land of your captivity, you shall remember yourselves and think upon my holy name. Well, the Lord already had that plan out, man. We had to learn correction, right? We had to be punished. Be corrected, man. It say, for had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words? In Genesis 49 and 10, it tell you, until Shiloh shall the gathering of the people be, man. So Yahweh was the one to come with the better promises, man. Let's read that again. Hebrews 8 and 6, it say, but now have he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established. Which was established. You see this? This is pretense word, man. It say, but now have ye obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much it's a bow, how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises, man. Hold on. You got to get this. Let me look this up real quick. It's Hebrews 8 and 6. I want to look at this word established. Bear with me.
Strong's G 3549. Namatheo.
It say to enact laws. Laws are enacted or prescribed for one, to be legislated for, to furnished with laws, to sanction by law, enact. It says receive the law, establish. It say enactments, enjoined, be sanctioned, established, receive the law. Okay, I thought I was gonna say. Let me get as a matter of fact. Hold on. Ooh, let's get this.
Strong's G 3550. Namathetes.
It say a lawgiver. What did it say? A lawgiver. Hold on. It's a lawgiver. Lawgiver. It's a legislator. Lawgiver. Hold on, man. Hold on. Man, that's cold. I gotta go back. Just go back. Let's get this. Genesis 49. Let me get this. Oh, this is cold. It's in Genesis 49 and 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Let's get this. Hold on. Let's look up lawgiver. Man.
Strong's H 2710. Chakak.
It says to cut out, decree, inscribe, set, engrave, govern, which we know it says the government shall be upon his shoulders. It's a engrave, inscribe of a law. Let's see. Something decreed. The law. Decreed, governor, printed, set, no appoint. To enact, it's a appoint, decree, govern, a governor, lawgiver, note. Cold, man. That's cold, man. Engrave. To engrave, man. What did the Lord say? He said he engraved us in his hand, man. Right? Yahweh, it say the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be, man. So this was already established, like it said in Hebrews. Let's read that again. Hebrews 8 and 6. But now have he obtained a more excellent ministry. It's saying about how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. I gotta look this word up in Google. Hold on 1 second. You gotta look this up. Because it's different to establish something than is already established, man. Let's look this up.
Established.
It's a having been in existence for a long time and therefore recognized and generally accepted. This is old, man. This is beautiful. Accepted, traditional, orthodox. It's a habitable, confirmed, set, fixed, official, settled. It's a common, normal, general, prevailing, accustomed, expected, routine, regular. It's a standard, recognized, acclaimed, esteemed, acknowledged, respected, respectable, famous, proeminent. It's a prominent, noted, renowned. You see that? It was already confirmed, man. Established, not established, established already, man, of old, man. Because Yahweh was going to make us go off anyway, man. That's cold, man. Now, this is Hebrews 7, not Hebrews, Salakia. Jeremiah 17:4. What did the Lord say? What did he tell Jeremiah? And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee. What Isaiah say in Isaiah 63:17? O Yahweh, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways? Why? You gotta learn righteousness and wickedness. You gotta understand both sides to be a righteous ruler, man. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will call thee to serve thy enemies in a land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. Right? This is 2 Thessalonians 2:3. It reads, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. We had to fall away. This is Acts chapter 1 and 6. We had to fall away. The Lord set it up that way, man. Hey, Yahweh came as Adam. He came as Isaac, right? Melchizedek as himself, as Yahweh, right? Solomon. He went off as Adam and Solomon, man. It's Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons. This was way back, man. We reading this. This was before 70 AD, man. Right? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons, which the Father have put in his own power. But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit is come unto you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the utmost parts of the earth, man. Right? So this we had to fall away, man. Now this is listen to this. This is I thought hold on. Oh, okay. This is First Ezra. It's First Ezra chapter 4, and they're gonna start at verse 35. It reads, is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore, great is the truth, and stronger than all things. All the earth crieth upon the truth. Why? It say, all the earth crieth upon the truth, and the heaven blessed it. All the works shake and tremble at it, and it say, and with it is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them. It say, in their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore. It say, with her there is no accepting of persons or rewards. but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well like of her works. Neither is her judgment is any unrighteousness. And she is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be the power of truth. And with that, he held in his peace. It said, and all the people then shouted and said, great is the truth and mighty above all things. Then said the king unto him, ask what thou wilt more than is appointed in thy writing, and we will give thee, and we will give it thee, because because thou art found wisest, and thou shalt sit next me, and shall be called my cousin. Then said he unto the king, remember thy vow which thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem in the day when thou camest to thy kingdom, and to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart when he vowed to destroy Babylon, and to send them again thither. Which is that when they came to play, when Medo Persian Empire came in, they let Zerubbabel and Joshua go back to rebuild the kingdom, right? The temple. It say, thou also had vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans, right? Because Edom was there too. When you're reading Psalm 137, when Babylon came and took us down, right? The point I'm making, we went into Babylon. What happened? It tell you that we lost all the records, man. Right? This is it said when the Babylonians came and the Edomites burned down the temple. This is Daniel 1:1. It say in the third year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem and besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand with part of the vessels of the house of God, which I just read in First Ezra, right? It say, which he carried into the land of Shinar to the house of his God, and he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto, it say, Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel and of the king's seed and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish. Listen, children in whom was no blemish. So you telling me the Lord had Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to be children of no blemish, and Yahweh Shah wasn't to come on the scene? You people just bugged out, man. It said children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans, right? And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. It say, now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, right? It say, and unto the prince of the eunuchs gave names, for he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of and to Mishael, Meshach, and Azariah of Abednego, Shadrach, Meshach, Meshach. It say, but Daniel proposed in his heart, that's going into something, but he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat. The point I was making was you had Daniel and the three holy children that was of the king's seed, right? That was taken to Babylon. Well, when Cyrus the Great came in, right, they took over, they destroyed Babylon. Now here is Ezra, the EZRA Ezra, chapter 2, and I'm gonna read 1 because I'm making a point here. We lost all this, man. We lost all this. So we lost everything, man. If we lost everything, how are we supposed to come back to the Lord? If we were going to discontinue from our heritage, how do we get back to Yahweh, man? This is Ezra 2 and 1. Now, these are the children of the province that went out of the captivity of those which had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away unto Babylon, and came again into Jerusalem and Judah, every one unto his city, which came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Sariah, it's Areliah, Mordecai, it's a Bilshan, Mishpah, Abilva, Rahum, Banah, the number of the men of the people of Israel. When you go to Nehemiah, let's read this. This is Nehemiah 4. Because if we lost all this, which I'm going to read, how do we get back, man? This is Nehemiah 4 and 1. And it reads, but it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. And he spake before his brethren and the army of Samaria and said, what do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned? Burned by who? And tell you in First Ezra, I'm just reading it. It said when the Babylonians came in, these devils, Esau burnt the temple. He burnt it, man. It say now Tobiah, the Ammonite, which it said was by him, and he said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down the stone walls. Right. So this is when they rebuilt. Right now, I'm gonna get right here in Ezra 4. Who is this? Who they came against? This is Ezra 4 and 1. Now, when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple upon the Lord, Yahweh of power Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your power as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build a house of our power. Right? It said, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord power Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, had commanded us. So who was there? Who was there? Again, it said the same thing in Ezra 2. Ezra 2 and 1, Ezra 2 and 2. It say, now these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity of those which had been carried away, whose Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away unto Babylon, and came again unto Jerusalem, and Judah every one unto his city, which came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah. It said them are the prophets of the chief fathers, which just read in Nehemiah and Ezra 4, right? It said Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Sariah, Areliah, Mordecai, Bilsha, Mishpah, Bilva, Raham, and Banah, the number of the men of the people of Israel. Now you read from verse 3 on down, from verse 3 all the way down to verse 59. So from 3 down to 58 in Ezra 2, these are all the numbers, the names, numbers of the children of Israel, right? Verse 59, listen, it say, and these were they which went up from, it say, Tilmalah, Tahasa, Cherub, Adon, it say an Immer, but they could not show their father's house and their seed whether they were of Israel. Why? Because we lost. Here we go. Listen, this is verse 62. It say these sought their register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but they were not found. Therefore were they as polluted, put from the priesthood. So you had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? That went to Babylon. We lost everything. The records is gone, man. So how do we get back to our heritage without Yahweh, man? When the Lord said it was already established with better promises. This is Isaiah 49. This is Isaiah 49 and verse 8. It reads, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, in an acceptable time, in an acceptable time have I heard thee, and in the day of salvation have I helped thee, and I will preserve thee. He's going to preserve us and give thee for a covenant of the people to establish the earth, to cause to inherit the desolate heritages, that thou mayest say to the prisoners, go forth, to them that are in darkness, show yourselves, that ye shall feed in the ways, and their pastures shall be in all high places. They shall not hunger nor thirst, neither shall the heat nor sun smite them, which is destruction through those missiles. For he have mercy on them, shall he, it say, for he that have mercy on them shall lead them. Even by the springs of water shall he guide them. And I will make all my mountains a way, and my highways shall be exalted. Behold, these shall come from far, and lo, they shall come from the north and from the west, and these from the land of Sinim. It says, sing, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into singing, O mountains, for the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, have comforted his people and will have mercy upon his afflicted. But Zion said, the Lord hath forsaken, and my Lord hath forgotten me. Can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yeah, they may forget, yet will I not forget. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Thy walls are continually before me, man. You see this? So if the Lord had us to lead off, to fall off from our heritage, man, how do we get back? This is Hebrews chapter 7. How do we get back to the Lord, man? This is Hebrews 7:26. It reads, when you start in this chapter, it talks about Melchizedek, right? It say Hebrews 7:26. Let's read 25. It reads, it say, wherefore he is able to save them to the utmost that cometh unto power by him. What utmost? What he told Isaiah, what he told Paul now, and Peter now, in Acts 1 and 6, right? He said, you got to go to Jerusalem and to Judea and to the utmost parts of the world, right? Wherefore is Hebrews 7:25. Wherefore he is able to save them to the utmost that come unto power by him, seeing he ever liveth to make intercession for them. For such an high priest became us, who is holy, harmless, undefiled, separate from sinners, and made higher than the heavens, who needed not daily, as the old high priest, to offer up sacrifices first for his own sins and then for the people's. For this he did once when he offered up himself. For the law maketh men high priests which have infirmity, but the word of the oath, which was since the law, maketh the Son who is consecrated forevermore. Did you hear that? Again, Hebrews 7:28. For the law maketh men high priests, which have infirmity, but the word of the oath, which was since the law, established already, man. It say, maketh the Son who is consecrated forevermore. Let's look at this word consecrated. This is beautiful, man. The Lord said he established something better, man. So it's Hebrews 7. So like I'm way in Genesis. Hold on, bear with me. We'll look at the word consecrated for edification.
Strong's G 5048. Teliao. Teliao.
It say to make perfect, man, complete, to carry through completely, to establish, finish, bring to an end. And what is yet wanting in order to render a thing full, to be full perfect, to bring to an end, goal, propose, to accomplish, bring to a close or fulfillment. Hey, that's when the Lord said in Matthew 5, right? Until heaven and earth pass, right? Not one jot or one tittle in the law shall fail to all be fulfilled. This is the fulfillment, man. It's a of the prophecies of the scriptures. Who make perfect, finish, fulfill, be perfect, consecrate, to complete, accomplish. Man, man, this is cold, man. Again, Hebrews 7:28. For the law maketh men high priests, which have infirmity, but the word of the oath, which was since the law, maketh the Son who is consecrated forevermore, man. Yahweh is a fulfillment, man. So how do we get back to Yahweh without Yahweh, man? I just want to go into this a little bit, man. Lord wills to edifying. Got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who are well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. In the sincere salutation to all the Arkham pushing the truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, working on the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Agwath who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord was edifying. Oh, I want to close with the precept. Lord was edifying to the next time. Let me close with this. This is Ezekiel. Let me see, Ezekiel 36. Let me read some of this. No, Ezekiel 34, I think it was. You know what, it was 36. So this is Ezekiel 36 and 33. It say Ezekiel 36 and 22. It say, therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whether you went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, saith the Lord power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. For I will take you from among the heathen, and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. I will also save you from all your uncleanness, and I will call for the corn, and will increase it, and lay no famine upon you. And I will multiply the fruit of the tree, and increase of the field, that ye shall receive no more reproach or famine among the heathen. Then shall you remember your own evil ways, and your doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations. Not for your sakes do I this, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah power, but it said, be it known unto you, be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, in that day I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities. I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the wasted shall be builded. You see that? The Lord is going to clean us up, man. But it's through Yahweh, man. It was already established in the heavens, man. Hey, so the water for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. The water for your precepts. Till next time, I say shalom. Wa Ababa.